go to Indomart.
Nah, man, the game will be enough. Let's go straight into the drafting phase, ladies and gentlemen. But what is potentially the last game? The Bigatron first pick now. Yet another switch.
Another switch, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the drafting phase of game number 3. Again, from side of Bigatron Alpha. A small change. Abaxia is going to be respect banned this time around to prevent Nile from just spinning out of control. Meanwhile, from GEEK, Joy and Fanny.
Will they go and prioritize the Valentina again? But with the side, with the red side being GEEK fam, yeah, Angela now is open, right, Bigatron? They should deny that pick, but no, they will still prioritize the Valentina over the Angela. Now, to accompany the Angela, I expect an Irithel pick here for GEEK fam.
Irithel pick. Why not, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it is something we repeat a lot in the English desk. And especially for GEEK fam, they dare to go up against Onyx with the same composition 5 times. If they have won with the Irithel, there's no reason at all to change that. And with the Angela still open, why not pick it up as well?
Irithel, Angela is what I expect, but now with the response here, huh? What should be the response of Bigatron after Terizla? Is a hero
Guys,
that is still very, very reliable.
Rafaela is still open here. We'll see.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Irithel gonna be left open here. They go for Angela, but they go for Fredrin instead. And so that actually leaves the Irithel open up for Bigatron Alpha to pick up themselves, and with an addition of a Lancelot. 3823296 is the total damage dealt by a boy throughout MPL Indonesia Season 12, and makes a boy the top 1 total damage dealt.
Wow.
Wait, this is wait, this is including gold laners too?
I believe so.
What?
He is out damaging gold laners as a mid lane.
Insane.
It's the Valentinas and Faramis's, man. He always gets the highest damage in game on those 2 heroes. And maybe that's why Bigatron keeps picking this Valentina. They do want to pick it for themselves. They can copy the hard guard. But at the same time, they would hate to let a boy get his hands on that pesky hero.
Okay, let's see here. I did not expect the Claw to pick here, but it seems like GEEK fam, what they are doing is they want to secure a hero for Marky first before entering the second phase. Now, with this, they should limit K.
Sand rises when
But
I give
no.
the word.
They're limiting the EXP lane instead.
Yeah, Chorizo.
Because part of the reason why that game was working out so well for them
Kindness
was
is
Luke.
the surest
I do
path
imagine that the
to
Yuzong now
ruination.
ban away in case the Angela wants to be comboed together. But I think the Terizla will not make it out as well. Especially because I think Bigatron gets the first pick here. Hey, hang on, no. GEEK fan will get the first pick, so I think Terizla is in the minds of Bigatron. For GEEK, I think Khalid was the only pesky hero.
I am the power of light incarnate.
Turns out it's gonna be the Kaja, denying the pickoffs from the side of Bigatron.
So does this mean they want to go for an X-board Terizla trade here, especially with the Uranus being banned out?
I guess.
Would you go for Terizla or would you go for X-board?
With this comp, I would go for Terizla. Dive with Claude, hard guard as well, adds more depth, adds more layer to their composition. And I feel like Terizla is somewhat more versatile if you compare it to the other, that is X-Borg.
Xborg and Terizla, both good utility. I think Xborg does a bit more damage. It's a bit more damage oriented. I think Terizla though, especially with the playstyle of GEEK, will be important. And the combo of a Fredrin and a Terizla, it's deadly, man. Either one can really engage surprisingly, but no. It's not a Terizla, it's gonna be the Edith. GEEK fam going for the long drawn out composition, having a lot more DPS on 2 members now.
And mind you, Eterna, Arashi, this Angela still can be flexed.
Exactly,
right?
that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, mid lane Angela makes sense. Again, with the items, he is very well. She is an item-dependent hero, so mid lane still, they can pull it off.
And that means that Edith is also a flex pick. EXP or Roam, is it going to be Beloyski using the Edith, or will it be Luke?
Well, for once, Bigatron Alpha are kind of stumped right here. This is the maneuver they usually pull off against their opponents, making them guess but denying Terizla, getting a strong front line, and getting for a Diggy though. Denying GEEK fam their reliable engage. The thing is, with this composition, it doesn't seem very engage heavy. They can very easily go for something a bit more macro heavy, use the Angela, they can go for flanks as well. I don't think the Diggy is as value as you would think, unless the idea is to use the traps to deny Beloyski the surprise element.
That's what I was thinking too, right? Map visibility. That's what Diggy offers other than, of course, anti-CC. So that's something that they need to consider. And also, it will help Iritel in lane against the Claude. So how do GEEK sum it up? Do they leave Edith for Roam? Oh, there you go. That's the direct answer. They go for the Lapu Lapu. They double down on CC. They double down on Lockdown, completely ignoring the Diggy pickup.
No, yeah, they are trying to overwhelm the time journey. And according to the draft index here, wow, crowd control still in favor of GEEK fam.
It's definitely a lot of crowd control, a lot of combos. Technically, if they want to use things together as well. The Lapu Lapu though, it's not only about that crowd control, it's also about the damage. We've seen yesterday that one of the ways that GEEK fam were able to actually deny the backline, right? Using this Lapu Lapu on Luke. And with the right emblems, with more penetration maybe, as LaFell likes to remind us, this Lapu Lapu can definitely perform like an assassin that's still very durable and difficult to handle.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's do or die. We are moments away of entering the Land of Dawn for potentially the last game if GEEK fam can get another point over the Red Robots. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 3. The Geeks versus the Red Robots in what appears to be a high-staked match.
Prepare your brooms, because it might be a sweep. Bigatron Alpha, GEEK fam, let's see.
An uncharacteristic situation right here. The machines just fighting for survival against the mere mortals. GEEK fam has made it happen before. Can they do again a dominant performance? But looking at the movements here, Beloyski on the Edith, that's definitely a bit more difficult for Bigatron Alpha to work with, right? Always having to keep in mind the potential for a big engage happening in a split second.
Now, terrified, but it seems like a boy will still be A-okay. Now let's see here, 3 flickers from right and 3 flickers as well from the left side of the team. Very equal, I might say.
They have the sprints on both the gold inners as well, but look at GEEK fam. Firmness on 3 members, tenacity on 2. That's a lot of defensive stats. Marky is going to focus on not getting taken out, but look at that!
Good pull! Good kill as well! The gold leader will have the first blood at 200 gold cashed in.
That's a good way to begin the series for Bigatron Alpha. I was really worried about their mentality, their mental state, and their confidence coming in already at 2-0 against GEEK fam, but it looks like they're still in it to win it. And the thing that I was really concerned about with the Edith pick is that Beloyski, he roams around a lot, but wait a second.
Oh! Very good crowd control chain, though he still has the sprint and will be fine.
Back to that point of Beloyski, right? Edith is not the most mobile hero in the game. So what he was able to achieve in game number 2 is not the exact same impact that we'll see here in game number 3. And it looks like he's a little bit more focused on the babysit in the gold lane.
It's gonna be a bit more straightforward for sure, but look at the bravest fighter.
Okay, prematurely perhaps. Now with the help of the hard guard, now will try to make him sustain a bit. But take a look at the damage. It will come through and finds the kill here by Superkin. The backside though, it will be a boy finding Sorizo. Turtle now wide open. Let's see, Superkin now jumps in. Good terrify on towards Nile, but oh, good retry. Now Superkin caught in that fight, but no, the damage will not be enough, but with the flicker, a boy secures the kill. Super Moreno now, very aggressive, flickers out of the way as Sorizo jumps in the fray, and that is it, a 2-for-2.
Nile just coming out on top yet again. He's in a fighter to assassin matchup, but it doesn't even matter. He might be the chosen one as the bot lane. 1v2 for Marky.
The solution under pressure. It's still okay though, Beloyski jumps in, another Filipino to help his teammate. But it seems like no, they will not engage in business just yet.
That's a small power spike there from Shive. picking up the Has clause in that gold lane. It should help GEEK sustain a little bit more in these 2v2 fights where most of the action is actually centered. Why is it that in this game, that's what we're seeing?
Where is it centered?
Gold lane.
The gold lane, I think it's because it's that volatile. We've seen the Irithel being so deadly in the hands of Marky. Sive can do the exact same thing. He's being babysat by the Diggy as well, but Malorski!
Good catch. Good pull as well. Superkin understands that he's a Lancelot. Very hard to catch a Lancelot.
Gotta say though that Malorski has been so much more active around the map. For Super Key, he's stuck in this lane, and yet Sive still has not been able to get a big win in this lane. While Beloyski has been all over the place, starting their engages, getting skirmishes done for his team, and I think that's a big difference that GEEK fam is taking advantage of.
Uh-oh. Okay, because you can imagine that Irithel against a Claude might find difficulty, especially after level 4, so don't blame why Super Key is centering his focus so much here. And I think GEEK fam, they understand this, they recognize this. They're looking for a rotational direction into the bottom lane, looking for a pick. They don't get it just yet. They're looking for a way to set up properly for this next crucial objective, especially understanding that both Super Ken and Nile are at level 7, so it's 50-50.
Okay, let's see though, right? Now, Turtle, 4,000. Oh, let's see Retribution.
Oh!
No! Neither! Super Key finds it. Penalty zone popped as well. Now, Blazing the Wet, no damage, but it will be enough to take Super Key down. Super Reno, the next target, no commitment to Loiski. With the passive, he's able to survive as Sorizo kited and taken down. Chive, the next target, it's a 3-man taken out by the side of GEEK fam.
3-4-1, you would say. Bigatron Alpha still was able to secure the turtle in this early game. And what does this mean for us as wait, Super Ken?
He's fast. He's okay. But take a look at the rotation. Yeah, he will have enough resources to have space.
Oh, look at Nail though, moving straight towards the opposing jungle. Super Ken will be denied this purple, but he is not letting it go without a fight. But in the bottom side, Luke!
With the solo kill.
He's still going.
And with no support, Chive, he is a little bit vulnerable, but take a look at the structure here. Top lane, it will be the first structure to fall.
Again, right? Bigatron Alpha, they're losing on the macro play from GEEK fam. GEEK fam, they've been able to find a lot of just trays over the map. Top lane gonna be taken down by Marky of all people that you don't want to see scale, that you don't want to see snowball. At this point, he's sitting 1-1-1. A level or an XP lead against Shive. And I'm wondering what the gold difference between both of these gold laners are, because that will be very interesting to see. And another structure!
Wow, all structures falling down. And Marky, on that point, Eterna has finished the golden staff at 6 minutes, more or less. As you said, gold difference right here by UBS Gold. Taking a look at the gold in particular, it's a 1k gold difference. So Sive is still very much in the game. He has damage, but you can't say the same for the rest of his team. Everyone's still ever so slightly behind, and 2k gold is enough to be a big problem. And I think GEEK fam, the big win for them here is being able to dictate when they want to take fights. Usually we see them fighting near the neutral objectives, but we've seen them fight away from it when it's necessary. The same can't be said for Bigatron. They're only fighting in the neutral objective, and Beloyski.
Well, it seems like the turtle fight will be to the side of GEEK fam. Super Ken now the next target. Now let's see, the damage will come through. Time Journey pops as well. Purple buff though, controlled by the side of GEEK fam. No response whatsoever as the Lancelot rotates towards the bot side of the map.
Who got purple?
Moreno.
That's not the best scenario for Super Ken, is it not?
I think, unfortunately, the Appraiser's Wrath from Nail didn't land. I think the buff went a bit too close and it wasn't the right angle. I don't think we'll see a replay of it, but the point is, Moreno is the one with the purple and not Super Ken though, so he will be a bit more limited. He's only level 10, but so is Nail. So despite all the setbacks, Super Ken still showing that he is in it to win it and keeping up with the level curve.
Despite the 3k gold lead that GEEK fam have amassed from the first minute of the game, we're now entering number 8. Nile though.
Super Key popped. to a half HP. Good pull as well. Oh, Terzla, everything. Hard guard will not save his life as a boy will flicker out of the way.
Marky?
In the backside, the solution will not find a kill as he was taken down. Now, take a look at Luke. Flickers out of the way, but 4 members will be able to shut him down. Double kill for Shiva.
A little bit overconfident from GEEK Fam. Losing 3 members in trade of 1, that is definitely not worth it for them, as that 2K gold lead has now shrunk to 1K and falling.
I do wonder if there's a bug though, because earlier I can clearly see the Appraiser's Wrath slam right onto Super Key, but it didn't do any damage. Maybe we'll see a bit more in the replays, but losing 3 members, trying to save the failed play from Nile. Let's take a look at the instant replay right here. In the beginning, Nile getting caught out here, turns it around, tries to go with the Appraiser's Wrath. Oh, we're not gonna see it. Marky though takes multiple turret shots in order to try and equalize. That is not ideal, not the calculated approach that GEEK Fam requires. And now the goal difference has been equalized. Not the end of the story, not the end of the game for both teams, but BTR Alpha that's definitely a moment that they really needed.
Certainly. Look at that gold lead just completely shift back and forth now between both of the teams. Whatever GEEK Fam has been able to amass has instantly been taken out. The good thing is, all the while, despite Marky being taken down as well, he was still able to get another structure in the top side. So that's another thing that BTR Alpha needs to worry about. Wave clear, wave management. They're going to be forced to deal with that top lane as both of these teams are going to be dancing around the Lord. One thing to note is Super Ken is now 2 levels ahead of Nile.
Nile, though, finds the taunt. Good karate control chain now as they collapse. Bravest Fighter now blows the chunk to a very low HP, but no, he will not survive. Time Journey pops as well. Blazing Duet from the solution does not find the mark, but there you go. Super Key falls, and it will be 2 roamers now taken out. Let's see in the bottom lane of the map now, Luke and Sorizo going at it. Sorizo very low, but what the heck, off-camera kill! It's Chive taking out Luke! Flickers on the lane, survives! Now he wants, and he fights the outplay! Super Ken taken out as well, as that is 4 members from BTR out of the game.
GEEK Fam! GEEK Fam, GEEK Fam, GEEK Fam! How do they find these moments? Ladies and gentlemen, all members from the side of BTR Alpha taken now 1 by 1. GEEK Fam have gained control. A Lord is on the way. 3 lanes are pushing. Everyone was able to create their own outplays in a very scrappy team fight.
If you haven't been looking at Luke, you definitely are now. Looking at the in-game equipment by Dunia Games. Luke with the Bloodlust Axe was able to buy so much time, turn it around and even survive. As you mentioned, Eterna, with the Lord coming in, GEEK Fam now, with the tools that they have, could go for a dangerous play. BTR Alpha are forced to try and clear, but they have very limited tools. Let's see how they go about it as GEEK Fam make their move.
Can the red robot defend the hack? Super 10 jumps in, hard guard already popped. The base hurt in the top side will not be alive, taken out here. Luke, Bravest Fighter for a defensive maneuver. Now, focus down on towards the mid and the bot. As it seems like GEEK Fam, they fail to manipulate the waves, and it will be the 1 base hurt top side taken out.
Yeah, that's still something that they can work with, right? 1 inhibitor turret, and unfortunately for BTR Alpha, that inhibitor turret is in the far lane, in the top side, as that Lord is going to be spawning in the bottom.
Let's take a look at this replay though. Luke against Super Sorizo. Moreno comes in, but it just wasn't enough. The flicker right here. No, sorry, the dash, and then the awareness to land the skills on the minion, and surprising Sorizo with that turn. While that was happening, CB got picked up as well. But man, everyone has been talking about how Sorizo is so consistent, so good, especially in the 1v1s. Luke says, hey, there's a new contender in town. You talk about macro plays, micro 1v1s too. We're here for everything. Luke at Luke.
Look at me. Look at Luke. Amazing. What in the world was that play? Because that bought so much time for the entire team fight to occur. Meanwhile, Marky was also doing his job, being able to take out Shive, of all people. And then Super Ken was caught in a 1v3 situation that he, unfortunately, even on the Lancelot, was unable to get out of. And that gold just swung like a pendulum in favor of GEEK Fam, now sitting at 5K in the 12th minute of the game.
That's a very important point. The fact that CV on an Irithel, we've talked about how effective, how safe this pick is, and somehow in that fight where the bulk of the card controls and ultimates have been flying around already, he got picked off. That is definitely a mistake. We didn't see it because it wasn't on camera, but it's a big factor. And if Big Alpha wants to try and win it and extend this to a full game series, he needs to shape up. He needs to stay safe enough to output that damage because no one else on the team will be able to.
Because that was supposed to be Bigatron Alpha's word to win. Remember before it even begun, I mentioned that Nile was 2 levels below of Super Ken, and yet Geek Fam found that opening. We'll see now as both of these junglers are now at level 15. 50-50. It really depends on the setup coming in, but like I mentioned earlier, right? Because of that inhibitor turret taken down from Bigatron Alpha in that top side, they're gonna have to deal with it. Geek Fam have a better route, have a better positioning, have a better setup coming into this Lord.
And the big thing about Bigatron Alpha is the fact that you're using Super Key as a vision tool still, which is why earlier he's forced to burn the flicker because Beloisi was just barreling straight at him with the conceal. That being a factor now, Geek Fam make their move.
Sorizo defensive flicker. Pops. Oh, take a look at this. Marky with the blazing duet, but the penalty zone was massive. No follow-up though. Super Ken in the backside trying to deal damage, but no, will not be enough now. The collapse has collapsed, but one man will fall. So Moreno here flickers out of the way. It will be Sorizo now, the sole casualty from that fight. Now look! Finds the huge play, but though he will be taken out as well. A 2-for-1, that is more than enough space for Geek Fam to find the Lord.
Uncontested! An uncontested Lord take from Geek Fam behind the back play coming in from Luke.
We can say that that last play was unnecessary, but I think for Luke it was, man. It's to send a message, to instill fear in the hearts of Bigatron Alpha that the Lapu Lapu is always lurking in the sidelines. If we take a look at the items though, Wind of Nature for both the gold laners will give them a bit more output potential. Keep in mind that in the previous team fight, Marky was taken quite low despite the hard guard. With one more item, perhaps that will be enough damage for Geek Fam to miscalculate. And if Marky gets taken out, what can Geek Fam do without the key?
That's definitely way more value for Shive as well, the WON. Realizing that most of the brunt of the damage coming from Marky is from the Blazing Duet, one skill. If he uses it first, wait a minute, Super Ken?
Potentially the final push of the series, ladies and gentlemen. Geek Fam, they're taking this one slow. Mid lane base turret will be the target though. Now Super Ken looking to fast clear, good movements. It seems like Geek Fam, they were not ready to pull the trigger just yet.
They couldn't find an opening. They couldn't find an opening, and technically Bigatron Alpha has good wave clear, right? Coming in from Shive, coming in from the Valentina as well as Super Ken. There's no range, but
oh, this might be a mistake. Super Ken though, with the flashy hands, he still be able to escape that one.
He didn't get the buff though.
The buff was denied, unfortunately. Now for Geek Fam, Nile is just waiting around, looking for a chance to do something. Marky has the Athena shield as a countermeasure for Moreno. It seems like with the bot wave, they're trying to make something happen, but will it be allowed by Bigatron?
Marky covered with the hard guard, not committed just yet though. And Bigatron Alpha, they have defended the mid and the bottom lane turret. So they're still A-okay.
Well, now at 16, 17 minutes, it's a bit past the late game mark we talk about. And now the gold difference is going to be different. It's going to be less relevant in these situations. It only comes down to the execution and the positioning, especially in a big fight. And for Geek Fam, they have a bit of an advantage because of that pushing wave on the top side due to the base turret getting taken down. So Bigatron Alpha, that is a problem for them, but maybe they can use that to try and subvert the expectations of Geek Fam, right? Lay a trap for them where they least expect it.
I'm just so not used to seeing this Bigatron Alpha, Arashi. Like you mentioned about the turret coming off in the top side. And usually that's what Bigatron Alpha does to their opponents. They're usually the ones that are very intelligent, especially coming into playoffs. Not really referring to regular season, but in the playoffs, it felt like their macro was down to the T. But against Geek Fam, it looks like Geek Fam has outsmarted them a lot of the times. And now, with Luke way there in the top side, they're going to be able to control that top lane, force Shive to handle it, and as soon as they see that, GEEK Fam will go for yet another team fight that they will eventually win. How do they break out from this format?
They just have to go and get some vision first initially, because now Beloyski once again finds the Terizla.
They're looking for the collapse and the all-in as well. Super Chorizo taking the chunk off the damage, but in the backside now, Super Ken, isolated. Oh, he might be caught, but oh my lord, he survives.
He does, he survives, he gets out, but remember he's low, and he's being chased down by 2 men. Meanwhile,
Niall finds the Lord now, time journey popped as well, so Rizzo though will handle 4 members of GEEK Fam with backside, and of course will lose his immortality. Now let's see the damage. Oh! Beloyski falls as Shive finds a positioning to free hit. Now he's gonna be the main target, he's gonna be taken down 1-for-1, but then again GEEK Fam has the Lord.
has the Lord, and Bigatron Alpha had to lose their main damage dealer. They lost Shive. They lost their source of damage, the way that they were supposed to defend this. 30 seconds left on the clock. Bigatron Alpha, they need to figure out a way to delay this. Otherwise, this just might be the end.
Gonna try their best, but now GEEK Fam make their move, Gunny!
Is this the final push? Mid-base turret taken out. Bottom now still stands, but it seems like GEEK Fam will be satisfied with just 2. So Rizzo jumps in, the damage will come through the time journey to give extra sustainability. Damage here will not be enough as the Lord now taken care of. Mid-wave jumps in, cleared the base, not that exposed though, so Rizzo try to hold on as Niall will be the first one to fall in this fight. Marky very low, taken down, and the robots, they live to fight another day.
There is a reason why they are the robots. There is a reason why they are called the Terminators, the AI, artificial intelligence. Against all odds, they were able to stave out that aggression, only limiting their casualty to that inhibitor turret in the mid side.
GEEK Fam just way too overzealous. And you know what they say about the Terminators, man? They will be back. And here they're gonna be pushing with 5 members. And there's 15 seconds until Nail comes back. Bigatron Alpha wants to get a base turret.
Super Ken jumps in now. Will look for an escape. Oh, good. The penalty zone now. Beloyski and friends. Oh, the scatter!
Wow!
Super Ken finds a shutdown as well. Super Moreno with the kill. 3 men now taken out. No, let's see 2. 3 members of GEEK Fam defending. But it seems like now Bigatron will go and will not be greedy. They are in this.
Listen to the crowd, ladies and gentlemen, at Mahaka Square, Jakarta, Indonesia. Both of these teams are fighting for their lives. And the difference now is both of these teams, their bases are wide open. Bigatron Alpha look for another engage.
Yeah, Bravest fight as well as the penalty zone. Luke now will not survive. Killing spree for Super Ken. Marky will fall as well as Bigatron Alpha will force the series on towards a game 4.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 4. What a comeback by the Red Robots. Already cornered down 2-0 against the Geeks. They have come back, they have reset, and they're looking to look for a reverse sweep.
They say a cornered animal will bite, but apparently the machines do as well. Turning it around, finding the right moment to just completely demolish GEEK Fam, and they were powerless without a full composition. The death timers in the late game was just too much. And can see the looks of disappointment, the discussions happening for GEEK Fam, and the celebration for Bigatron.
They overextended. They were too keen on ending the game that they made that mistake. They made that error in the base.
They got a little bit greedy towards the end there. Towards near the end, cost them 2 members, which again, momentum is a very, very important factor in the game, which it led to Bigatron having the momentum. Suddenly, they made a mistake while defending as well. They were a little bit too overextended. And yeah, they got punished hard.
It's ironic. It's ironic because Beloyski was previously known as Greed. And that's what kind of was a kryptonite to GEEK Fam in that particular game. Wow.
I guess Mirko said it, and so now the casted curse this has to go in full effect. GEEK fan greeted for it and paid the price. The banner that says win or go home, so
Wow.
the audience knows exactly what is up.
Water is wet as well, Rashi.
What is what?
Water is wet as well.
Absolutely.
Is it?